Now for our unbelievable segment, and this really is pretty unbelievable. It was revealed recently that the former Indiana Superintendent of Public Instruction, Tony Bennett, is guilty of a little bit of grade rigging himself. And this has now cost him his new job. He got fired from his old job. The voters kicked him out as the superintendent in Indiana. He was hired by Florida to be their education commissioner, and he had to resign because it was revealed that he had changed the grade for a charter school in Indiana that had earned a C, and Mr. Bennett, through some finagling, changed it into an A. Now, who was the owner of this charter school? Well, none other than a woman named Crystal DeHaan, who just happened to be one of the biggest Republican fundraisers in Indiana. She gives $2.8 million to Republicans nationwide. She had given Mr. Bennett $130,000. And he didn't want her to have to suffer the disgrace of having a C school. So he changed the grade to an A. Now, this has caused untold harm to Mr. Bennett's what was rising career as one of the big education reformers in America. But what it really needs to do is shine light nationally on the corruptibility of the A through F system. And it's done that, whether or not people will take a hold of this and cry out for the reforms that are truly needed, which is an abolishment of this ridiculous system, which is so easy to scam. We will wait and see. But I did like this quote from the Teachers Association in Indiana. It said, "It's time to call the Tony Bennett letter grading scandal exactly what it is, cheating. There are no excuses for the action taken by Mr. Bennett and his staff as revealed in the string of emails other than favoritism, cronyism, self-interest, and hubris, none of which has a place in public school policymaking." Yet these are the very qualities that we see in many of the education reformers who claim that they have all the answers about education, and if we can just institute an A through F policy, everything will be okay. Well, one other little tidbit about this: Mr. Bennett refused to use this same new formula that took a C to an A when several public schools asked him to. He wouldn't do it, and they were shut down. And guess who took them over? Oh, well, charter companies took them over. And guess who now works for one of those charter companies? Mr. Bennett's wife, Tina. So the scandal just gets juicier and juicier. But you can see what this highlights is the problem with a corporate-driven reform policy, the problem with Republican donors or Democratic donors being able to use their influence to rig a grade. This should be sacrosanct. And what we found out here is that it is a completely flawed system subject to extreme corruption. And that's what occurred in Indiana. Let's make sure that this doesn't occur anywhere else in our country. Let's get rid of a corruptible system.
It's a great story, and one thing that I'll add about that is one reason he was going to Florida was they found that their grading system, their state grading system, was flawed and they had to fix it. Well, Florida was the place where the grading systems began, of course, and they've been doing it for years and touting it, and now, oh my, there are problems with it that they have to fix. This system, which is supposed to be helpful and which has been taken up by Arizona and other states across the country, simply, as you said, has got to go.